Hello everybody. So today I'm going to be painting this cowgirl boot. Super fun. Thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully you guys can subscribe to the channel. Anybody watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that button please. Thank you. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing today? Hello, Judy. Hello, Sandy. I'm still gathering all my colors. I want something kind of muted. This one might be okay. Hello, Maria. I think I'm going to go with this one. It's Pebble by Deco Art. Should have opened it first. Of course it would give me trouble, right? Live. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, this is a good color. You guys are being so quiet today. Make sure you say hi when you come in because I can't see who's in here. Thank you so much, Judy. Oh, you're working? Sorry, I know it's a little early. A lot of you are still at work right now. So this weekend I got inspired to do a boot because here in my town, or the town right next to us, there's a festival called the Strawberry Festival, and you know, everyone was wearing their cowgirl boots and their little shorts and all that. So it's cowboy boot season. So you're painting a rain boot with flowers? Oh, cool. I did one of those a couple of weeks back. Anything with flowers is so pretty, I think. I've had this one cut out for a while. I just hadn't gotten around to painting it. But like I said, this weekend at festival, everyone was wearing boots and everything. So I was like, yep, I'm painting my boot today. I've been wanting to paint it for a while. I just hadn't gotten around to it. many of you wear cowboy boots or cowgirl boots, I should say? Cowboy boots. I don't know. I don't really know what to call them. Cowgirl boots, maybe? I love to. Sandy, sometimes I do. Not always. This one's not my design. I purchased this template. But sometimes I do design my own. Just sometimes I get super busy and I don't have time to sit and draw out my templates. It takes a long time. It takes, you know, a lot of time to design a template. So I just don't do it very often. You call them cowboy boots? Yeah, I mean, I don't, well, they don't hurt my feet, but I haven't worn them in a while. I have some boots, but I have really small feet. I'm a really small person. And you know, leather just expands. So after a while they get, you know, they get too loose on me and I don't wear them. They're not as comfortable after a while. For me anyway. But I do like wearing them. I like wearing anything boots. Any kind of boots. I don't know why, I just like it. So what have y'all been up to? Anything exciting? We went to that festival, the strawberry festival this weekend, just to go get a funnel cake. Hello, Carla. We didn't go into the actual festival, we just went outside and got funnel cakes. You've tried wearing them and they're not comfortable? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they were comfortable to me. They really are comfortable. I don't know. Hello, Cindy. But I mean, I can see where you would say they're not comfortable because they really don't have a lot of cushion. But I'm used to wearing like flat shoes too. So like sandals and stuff like that, they don't have a lot of cushion either. So that's where I guess that's where there's a difference. If you're used to wearing comfortable shoes, you know, that have cushion on the bottom and everything, then yeah, these are definitely not for you. Definitely not. How are you doing, Cindy? I'm using a smaller paintbrush to go in here in between these little flowers. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Howdy. Cooking dinner and watching. Yay, what are you cooking? I'm like, it's a little early for dinner, but I forget that a lot of you guys aren't even on my time zone. So I guess it would be dinner time. It's 3 o'clock over here. It's kind of too early for dinner. I would be starving by 8 o'clock if I ate right now. Stuffed chicken breast with stuffing. Ooh, that sounds delicious. What time will it be ready? Because I want to come. Oh, you wanted to send the hubby to Lowe's? Oh, wow. Well, that's great. That'll work even perfect. From plywood? Yes, it's so helpful. It is. It really is. So these boots, it's 4:13, so around 5:30. Okay, so in maybe 6:30 my time, right? I'm trying to calculate how long it would take me to get over there with you. Hey, Lisette. What's my next kit going to be? Not sure yet. I've been debating, and it's normally a surprise, so I don't let you guys know what it is. And honestly, I haven't even thought about it yet. I mean, I've thought about several. I have several options, but I haven't decided on one yet. Normally, the factor that makes me decide what template I'm going to use for the next month for the door hanger of the month kits is if I can find the ribbon that I want. So as of right now, I haven't found any ribbon that I like for anything. So I don't know. Ooh, chili. That sounds good too. It's a little bit fresh here too. I mean, it's not fresh, obviously. It's I don't know. I don't have the temperature on me right now, but it's kind of been really cloudy today, so chili would actually sound pretty good too. I'll let you know though, Lisette, when I find out. Oh, and I'm gonna be working on the child kits as well. I still don't have them done completely, but I will be working on those too in case you want one for Carito. All this talk of food is making me hungry. Yes, Debbie. Yesterday, we got electricity put into my she shed. So, today I need to go get some wood to add some shelving to the sides. But it's almost done. It's almost done. So how's my building coming along? What will be my craft room? So my craft room is still this one. My craft room is going to stay my craft room. The she shed is only going to be for cutting wood. It's where I have my saws and everything. I used to share the garage with my husband, and that didn't work out too well because he's a car guy. So when he had to work on his car stuff, we just couldn't share the space very well. It was too much back and forth for me, like to have to clean up and move my stuff out of the way, and it just wasn't ideal. So we kind of decided that, or that it was better for me to have my own space and stuff. So we got a she shed. But yeah, so that's just gonna be my wood shop. But it's coming along very well. It's it's probably about 85% done, or I guess a space is never really done until you're in there for a while. And like my craft room, I'm always changing stuff up in my craft room, always. So it's never 100% done, but I'm already working out of my she shed, so I guess you could say it's done. But I do want to add some shelves in there and stuff because I want to put my spray paints and things out there, and there's stuff that I have in here in the craft room that I just need to get organized and put it out there instead. Now that I have a bigger space out there, and that'll clear up some of this stuff that I have in here too, because I have a lot of stuff in here as well that could go out there. But yeah, my craft room is gonna stay my craft room. It's it's just too messy to have my craft room out there as well. Because all the sawdust and everything, it's just not ideal to have it out there. So I wish I could, Debbie. My she shed is not big enough to have paint parties in there. I wish I could, though. I really want to have paint parties and stuff, but I guess I could have them in the garage, but Texas gets super, super hot. And so I don't know that my guests would be very comfortable outside. I could have a few people in here in my craft room for paint parties. I've had a paint party here for kids only in my craft room, but I don't know how it would be with adults. It's kind of small in here, so I'm still looking for a spot to have paint parties and stuff. I'm always eligible to go and have them at other people's houses, that have bigger spaces and stuff. But if not, I guess my dining room will have to do. You started cutting your blanks with jigsaw? I do use my jigsaw, but I don't usually cut my blanks out of my jigsaw. So what I do with my jigsaw, I usually buy the 4x8 pieces of wood, the 4 feet by 8, and I get them cut down in at Home Depot so I can bring them home. And also because I'm really small, so it's easier for me to have them, to have them cut smaller. And then so when I come home, I draw a whole bunch of templates out on my 4x4 piece of wood, and I cut them all out with my jigsaw, the designs in between, and I just do like a rough cut around. And then with my scroll saw, I cut out all the details. We have a portable air conditioning for a garage, and it vents out of a window, and it's on wheels. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get an AC put on my she shed as well. It's just for now I didn't get the AC yet, so for now it's just the electricity and everything. But that's great because I can already work out of there, which I was working out of there anyway. I was having to use an extension cord and unplug everything and stuff, but um now I actually have my electricity in there, which makes it so much easier and so much nicer. But yeah, it's not big enough to have a paint party in there either. I wish I had like a porch or something, that would be a good um place to have a paint party. If it's not like too hot, if it's like a day like today, it'd be perfect. Yeah. So the jigsaw for me, it hurts my hand when I'm cutting, and I don't know if it's just because the way I hold it, or because I'm just small. Um, but also because I use my hands for everything. I was a hairstylist, and I used my hands for everything, and then of course painting and everything, cutting and all that. So my hands were always in use. So it really really hurt my hand to use the jigsaw a lot. So we invested in a scroll saw for me, and I love that because it's like you move your wood piece around instead of the jigsaw. The jigsaw, you have to push it around and everything, and to me that was a whole lot harder than to push my wood. The wood is very light and stuff like that, so it just made it a lot easier for me to use. So I just, with my jigsaw, all I do is cut my big shape around my door hangers, and then I go in and do my details with the scroll saw. And I used to use a small scroll saw, um, like a 16-inch. It wasn't like the best quality or anything. It was. I started off with the Harbor Freight one, and then I switched over to a Craftsman brand one, still a 16-inch. And I had that one for a good maybe 2 years or so, 3 years maybe. And then this Christmas, my husband got me a DeWalt scroll saw, which I had been wanting for a really really long time. And but I just didn't want to invest the money, and so he surprised me with it for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. And it's a 20-inch, like a 20-inch arm, so I'm able to, I mean, I was still able to cut my 20-inch door hangers on my 16-inch, but it's a little bit easier, and then plus to change out the blade and everything, it's a whole lot easier. It's just it's I guess it was a good investment because I guess the more money you spend, the easier it is on and the little 16-inch one that I had, you had to unscrew um to do the blade. You had to unscrew it and screw it back on in the backside, where now my blade is all changed up here in the front, and it's a lot easier. So I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense unless you actually have one, so you know what I'm talking about. But I mean, I guess if you just look it up and see, like there's videos out there that'll show you how to do it all and stuff, but it's pretty, once you get it, like it's not hard at all. But what I was trying to say about that is just that it's worth the investment. If you spend a little bit more money, you'll get a little bit better quality and a little bit easier, like to change out blades and things like that. So paints tend to dry out faster outside. Yeah, I wouldn't take my painting outside unless it was like a paint party, and I could do an outside one if it was a nice and pretty day like it is today. You're welcome, Sandy. And if you have any questions, just, ask me. I'll, or message me or whatever. I don't mind. I'm not a professional. I don't know everything about them, but I do know my saw. And I know what's worked for me anyway. So for these boots, I kind of wanted a little bit more of a subtle look, but it's not very subtle, but it's okay. It still looks pretty, I think. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry before I do any other detail or anything. You like it, Peggy? Yeah, I like it too. I saw a girl wearing some leopard print boots, and that's why I was like, ooh, those are so pretty. I would totally wear leopard print boots. I like leopard, if you can't tell. I'm wearing leopard, just everything. I really like leopard print. And I would normally do the spots with black. But like I said, I wanted it to be a little bit more subtle. So I kept it in the browns. It's still a little bit dark, but I like it. I like the color. And normally I think I would go in and fill in inside the spots, but I think this time I'm going to go ahead and leave them the way they are as well. I'm not going to add a third color to my leopard print. Trying to be kind of precise, but it's okay. Painting does not have to be perfect. Yeah, probably, Peggy. This is a Southern Adornments pattern template. I just I always like to paint it my own way. I like to give my own spin to every template, or if I can anyway. Sometimes every now and then I will paint it the way the template is actually intended, but I like to do it differently. So it probably is the same one. If you bought it from Southern Adornments, yeah, it's the same one. This wood is the sanded ply, I believe. I don't normally use it. They were out of my regular wood that I would use. I used to use MDF all the time, and then when all this COVID stuff happened, it was really hard for me to find it, and so I switched over to, it's called tri-ply. It's like it's a plywood. It's a very thin plywood, like a 1/4 inch or so. And then but one time I went to go buy it and they were out, so I bought this, and it's called, I think this is called sanded ply. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. And it was a little bit more expensive than the tri-ply, so I stuck with that one. And I really like it. It's like it's got a little bit more of like a wood grain showing, so I like it. This one's the sanded ply though. It's pretty white, pretty light. You sound like me. I don't like the blanks with the lines inscribed. Yeah, I never buy the blanks that have the etching on them. I always just get the like the regular ones, and I just draw them out myself, just because I want to, like I said, I want to change it up, and at least the colors, you know. You got it from Southern Adornment or Wallace House Designs. Okay. I'm not sure if Wallace House has any of the the cowboy boots. I know they have rain boots that I just did a few weeks ago. I don't think you can see them, but I did these rain boots a while back. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe. But these are from Southern Adornment right here. I bought these. I don't know, maybe I've had it for a few months. I think it was maybe Christmas time that I got them, or maybe not. Maybe not that long ago. Not sure. I've never used the Revolution plywood. Never. I don't know. I don't really like the lines on it. I like the wood grain. So the wood grain is like, for example, this one right here. See, this is the sanded ply. I mean, not the sanded. This is the tri-ply that I normally use, and it's got the wood grain on it. And you can see the difference on both of these. See how this one's really white, and then this one's got the wood grain on it. That's the difference. But I really like the wood graining on it, because I do a lot of door hangers also that are stained, you know, and I use like a wood stain to stain them. So I feel like, you know, it looks really pretty on that one. Yeah, so the tri-ply, Peggy, is only at Home Depot. You won't find it at Lowe's. I know at Lowe's you can find the Revolution ply, but I don't know why, I just don't like the graining on it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but and at the end of the day, you cover it up anyway. But just personal, my personal opinion, I guess. It's just because like I said, I like to stain some of my pieces, so I do end up using that one better. You use Revolution. I think the blade's too difficult. The break's too difficult. The shading. The paint tends not to get the grain and skips. Okay. See, yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never used it. I just feel like it is a little bit rougher, like the texture of it. And the tri-ply that I use, it's very smooth. Every now and then you can see like you can kind of see the wood grain, like the wood, not the texture, but like the actual wood grain look through your paints, depending on how see-through your paint is. But I actually really like that. I don't know why, but I do. I don't mind it at all. I guess because it's a little bit of a darker plywood, so it tends to like show through a little bit on your paint. But I really like that. It's not always though, but it doesn't have really any. That's okay. I kind of understood what you meant. I am a big fan of wood grain though, so I just like that look. So it doesn't bother me that sometimes it shows through. It's before I didn't ever used to have that problem because when I used the MDF it was just super smooth, but now that I'm having to use like real actual wood, not real actual wood, but like wood grain stuff, I'm starting to be very picky of what I like. You base coat it with house paint and then sand it? Oh, okay. I've never used house paint to base coat anything. I guess it makes sense, It is like thicker, right? I think I'm gonna have to look for. I'm just afraid that it's gonna be too thick and it's gonna be like it's just gonna be too thick to like paint it on. Like, I don't know, because I don't like thick paint. And sometimes the white, even like any white that you use, like apple barrel or anything like that, it tends to get really thick really quick. You cannot get MDF in your area. Yeah, it's difficult. Sometimes, I mean, I used to get it here all the time. But like I said, I mean, it was really hard for me to find it whenever all of this COVID stuff was going on, and I had to quickly change my plan and go with something else that I liked. And I started experimenting with, these 1/4 inch plywoods and everything, and that's kind of what I've learned that I like better. That tri-ply is what I like the best. The only thing with that is that, like MDF, I wasn't used to having to sand very much. And with the tri-ply, you do have to sand your edges very well because they are pretty sharp. I don't know how well the tri-ply does with the, with after you cut it. I don't know if it's, yeah. So it is very costly, and it you can only find it in like the 2x4, so that can add up really quickly. This like the plywood is a whole lot less expensive, but I just like the smoothness of the plywood. I mean, of the MDF and everything, and just it just cut so much easier, and I didn't have to sand as much. But I mean, it's okay. This is okay. As long as the finished product ends up looking good, it really doesn't matter what material you use, I think. I mean, we're not going to be picky. The color of the leaves, no, it is not. It is forest green, deco art. I I couldn't find any medium Hauser. Now I am gonna be adding a little bit of lighter green to it to shade it, to shade the leaves, and this one is the Hauser light green. So, and I also want to do a little bit of the light green on some of the other leaves as well. So I just want a little bit of a contrast on some of them. With the dirty brush, I just added the light green to it. Smooth them out. I'm trying to be better about doing my edges as well, but sometimes I forget and I have to go back and do my edges. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Peggy, it does add up really quickly. I'm just going in and adding a little bit of this lighter green just to give it a little bit of dimension. I'm not really shading. I wouldn't consider this shading. I'm just kind of mixing both of my colors together. So there's really no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. I'm just kind of adding both of the colors in just on my brush. Same thing. The greens that I'm using, Cindy, are forest green, deco art, and Hauser light green. And I'm just mixing them. Just mixing them up. Some of my leaves, I wanted them to be a little bit darker, and you know, just so that it looks like there's a lot of leaves on here, but it's the exact same two colors on all of them. It doesn't look like all, you know, one solid green blob, if that makes any sense. Yes, Debbie. So I don't have a Hobby Lobby or Michael's close by. My town is kind of far away from them. They're about an hour away, so I don't go very often to Michael's or Hobby Lobby to get my paint. So I would have to either order them online or, um, you know, take a trip to go get some. But every time I was going in there, they were out of every single thing. All the paint aisles were always empty, and so the nearest paint that I have, you know, which of course I guess everybody has this available, and it's the Walmart apple barrel, which I do love most of their colors, you know, but Deco Art paints, I feel like they have a better coverage um, with, you know, even just one coat. Some of the apple barrel colors are just super translucent, and I mean not all of them, but you know, but I do prefer the Deco Art paints. But anyway, so yeah, the only thing I really have available to me is the apple barrel from, you know, Walmart. Uh, but I was having a lot of trouble finding the actual Deco Art paints unless I would order online. Yeah, these two greens are very pretty together. I'm not sure exactly how dark the Hauser green, how much darker the Hauser dark green is to this forest green. If this one might be a little darker, I believe. I don't have anything to compare it to right now. Yes, I have tried ordering from Decor, and that's why I have all these paints, because that's from the website. But yeah, they are out of a lot of the colors. Like the Hauser dark green, for sure, that was out. Some of my favorites, they were just completely out. So I don't know when they're gonna restock. I don't know if they're restocking anytime soon or not. Some people are saying that their production is getting back to normal, but I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, it's just very dark. Okay, so it's darker than the Hauser dark green. Well, I like this forest green. It's pretty. It's a really good leaf green. Like a dark, good color. But I'm really liking this light Hauser green. Like to do a little bit of shading and everything. I like that. Has there? I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in, it's probably been like a month or more. And it was, there still wasn't, I think when I go usually to Hobby Lobby, it's either they're having their sale on paint and all decor is gone, or I'm just missing it, because a lot of the times that I go, it's just empty, 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 empty. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just going at the wrong time. I need to figure out their schedule so I can be there first thing in the morning, I guess. And some people are even saying that some of their Walmarts are carrying Deco Art paint, which I know my Walmart doesn't carry it. My Walmart, they carry only Apple Barrel and I think Folk Art, maybe. What else? I'm guessing that's the only two. But I don't really use the Folk Art paint that much. Speaking of Folk Art, I'll be using this bright pink today. It's a pretty color. I want some bright flowers on here, so. I'm using a small paintbrush, so it's going to take me a little while to cover. And I want something a little bit lighter. Hopefully this one will be light enough. It's Fuchsia from Apple Barrel. Your Walmart carries folk art. Their top of the line, Americana, is second, followed by Apple Barrel and Craftsmate. Okay, so folk art, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I like it. I don't use it very much. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't feel like they have a lot of colors that I normally would use. I wish my Walmart did carry deco art though, because I really like deco art. They have such pretty colors. But I even feel like some of the Apple Barrel colors that everyone else can find at their Walmarts, my Walmart won't carry it. It's kind of limited. And then they discontinue some of my favorite colors, and that makes me kind of mad. Folk art is thicker and has more pigment. Maybe I just haven't given it enough of a chance. I just never buy the folk art paint ever. Unless there's a real pretty color that I like or that I need. If I'm looking for a certain color, and I can't find it like Apple Barrel or something, then I'll look in their folk art section. Every now and then they will have a color similar to what I'm looking for. But I don't normally tend to go for those paints. I'm trying to kind of add in a little bit of this lighter shade in there, but I don't really know if you can even see that lighter shade in there. I may have to add a little bit lighter. Because I want these little flowers to have a little bit of dimension too, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. What kind of painting did you do? Like what is decorative painting? Like is it like on a canvas or something? Or like furniture, or what is it? Unfinished wood furniture and wooden items such as trays, toy boxes, tables, etc. Cool, Debbie. That's awesome. I've painted on a few pieces of furniture and I like it, but I mean, I don't know that I would do it all the time. Like, I like painting like on door hangers and even on a canvas, but I don't know that I could do it like you know, to furniture all the time. It's just different. But I love when like a piece of furniture has like some kind of painting on it or something. I think that is so pretty. Yeah, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do furniture. And you have to be a whole lot like not cleaner, but like your finish has to be like really good. And I'm not patient enough for that, to sand and prep and you know, after like the clear coat and everything, like it has to be all really perfect. And there's so many things that could go wrong doing furniture, like in between that I'm just like, no. I mean, I guess if it was a piece for me, like it's fine, but for other people, for sure, I probably wouldn't do it. But I think it's so pretty. Oh, thank you. My flower colors. So, right now I'm putting a little bit of this fuchsia color. The big flower is razzleberry from Deco Art. And that's one of my favorite pinks. It's like a almost red pink. And it's one of my favorites for flowers. But I'm adding a little bit of this fuchsia pink into it so that it makes it a little bit lighter, and I can do a little bit of shading on my petals. And then the bright flowers are bright pink from Folk Art with a little bit of that fuchsia. This is a pretty big flower. The name, okay, so the bright, these pink ones right here are bright pink with just a little bit of this fuchsia pink for the lighter shading, which I'm thinking I want to do a little bit lighter of a shading on those other flowers as well, because it's kind of bright, but I wanted to add just a tiny bit of a lighter shade too. I'm adding a little bit of pink parfait to those other pink ones, just a little. I like that. Much better. Debbie, I usually use Rust-Oleum, the clear clear coat or clear coat sealer or something like that. Clear finish. I don't know. Crystal clear. It's like super clear. But it's Rust-Oleum. It's not the lacquer. It's just the spray. I don't like to brush my sealers on because I feel like that smears my paint sometimes. Even if it's completely dry, it'll still smear it. So I don't like to chance it. Plus, I feel like I get a lot of runs when I do. when I do it like on like with the brush and stuff. I feel like I get a lot of runs on my paint. Okay, so I'm gonna try to freehand this, guys. So. Thank you, Peggy. Turquoise is one of my favorite colors. And purple and turquoise are my two most favorite colors. And if I can incorporate them on any design, I always love to use them. Now pink is the next one on my list. So of course florals are going to be mostly all pinks and shades of purples and stuff like that. Found that I use Minwax water spray in matte. It seals the Posca pins and they do not smear. I like to brush the brush on finish because due to our weather, I often have to finish in my house. I don't want the fumes. Yeah. So here in Texas, we have really hot weather all the time. And so with the spray sealer, it's dry in minutes, like in a few minutes. I usually let it dry outside for a few minutes and then I bring it back inside after it's already dry. Hello, Mom. And so I like the spray better. I feel like the brush on it takes longer to dry for me, and it's just, I guess it's just personal preference. I don't have anything against it, and I do use the brush on, which I do use like the polyacrylic. I guess it's Minwax as well. I do like that. But like I said, it just kind of, I feel like sometimes it smears my paint too much. But if you're just careful, it won't, I guess. You just have to be patient, and I'm not that patient. And I don't use Posca pens very much. I like to do my details mostly with my paintbrush. But I mean, occasionally I will use a Posca pen. I like the look of the paint, like I don't know, the brushed on paint. Thank you, Debbie. I do like it too. My boot was kind of muted with the brown, right? So I needed something to stand out. There we go. Okay, let's add some details. Add a little bit of black and white to it, and that's it. We're done. I love to add the details because it makes everything pop at the end. Just makes it all kind of finally make sense. The secret to making flowers is to not think about it too much. Because when you start overthinking it is when you start putting too much. I've noticed with myself anyway. That's where I start to mess up. When I start thinking about them too much, when I'm a little bit more free with them, they tend to look a little bit better. What do you think so far? Do you like it? I'm loving this little boot. Super cute. I'm just gonna add a little bit of white to this, not too much. I just want it to kind of pop a little bit more. I thought about adding a little bit of black to it, but I don't think I am. Yeah, the details make everything pop. that's it. Don't see anything I missed. I think I really like it. What do y'all think of the leopard print boot? Yay or nay? I like it very much. Putting on the highlights is hard for me. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the highlights, I don't like to add too much to it. So even on the little flowers, I don't like to add too much white at all to them. I just add a few here and there just to kind of make it pop, but I don't like to add a whole lot to it. But thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted something different with the boot, with the cowboy boot, and I really like the leopard print. So thank you, Debbie. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, here it is. Thank you so much for watching. And if y'all paint this one, tag me so I can see it. I want to see what you guys come up with. Like I said, I always like to do something totally different than what it's intended. And I don't know. This one, I just thought about it, and like I said, I saw somebody wearing some leopard print boots, and I really liked them. So I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna paint my boot leopard print today. So yeah, but I really like it. So anyway, well, thank you guys so much for being here this week, and hopefully you guys can join me again next week. And I'm not sure what I'll be painting, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.